morning, everybody. It's Sunday. How's it going? Long time no stream. That's not true. It's only been 4 days, but it's been a busy 4 days. What's everyone up to today? I'm wearing a Book Hunter shirt. I didn't want to change. I have this really cozy. I'm gonna show y'all. I have this super cozy sweater that I was wearing while I was playing Arkham Horror, and I wanted to wear it on stream, but it would get too hot. This is the coziest sweater of all time. I'm pretty sure that my wife's mom gave it to me for Christmas. Look at the lining of this sweater. It is the coziest in the world, but it would get too hot, and so I took it off, and I was like, well, I'm wearing a Book Hunter shirt. That's probably good enough for a stream. Anyways, who we got here? Where's everybody at? What y'all doing? Coin is here. Knacker is here. Paul is here. Noodle is here. Not Spooky Parker is here. Niels is here. We got let me go back to the beginning. Puck is here. Pocket Moose is here. We got the whole crew here. Do we have any mods? Oh no. My dad is here. Okay, we're fine. Time of Sun's here. Awesome. We're having a good old time. Pronunciation Hirathante. Is that correct? Hirathante? Correct me if I'm wrong. I can see it. Can't pronounce it. Jams is here. Abiz is here. Yeah, got a good crew. Here a Thante. Thank you. I appreciate that. Go check out their animations. They're so good. Cornfield Cryptid says, everyone at my uni is gone, so I actually have Wi-Fi. Yay. Want to hear a fun fact about how old I am? When I went to college, we didn't have Wi-Fi. You had to plug your laptop into an Ethernet cable in the wall. Yeah. Yeah, cell service for our iPhone 2s, and you get that Ethernet cable right into your laptop. Otherwise, no internet. I believe it's the sophomore, junior, and senior year. We had Wi-Fi, but I don't remember having Wi-Fi my freshman year in the dorms. Wi-Fi was a thing. We had like in our house. Just like, there's just that weird time. Eric wants to know if I was in any clubs or frats in college. Nope. Was there any clubs? Definitely not any frats. Was there any clubs? I don't think so. I'm trying to think, like, nothing. If I was, it was short-lived. No, I kind of just did my own thing. Okay, if you've never been to a stream before, here's what we do. I'm Bug. I'm from Bug Hunter. I play Bug Hunter songs on the stream. I'll play several of them. I also like to chit-chat and talk, so if you have any questions for me in the comments, I have an entire monitor just dedicated to the comment stream, so I'm reading them. I know there are a lot of streamers out there who maybe don't read the comments, or they're doing something else, and the comments are kind of just incidental. Everything about this stream is interactive, so... So why don't we start with a song? The theme of the last kind of like month of streams has been, I have the Discography show in 3 weeks. I think it's 3 weeks from 2 days ago or something. So I am practicing. I'm going to be playing my entire like 4-album discography in Seattle at the Fremont Abbey, January 5th and January 6th. So the first 2 nights are going to be torn between a couple in order, intermission, rough draft in order, end of night. Second night will be Bigger Than Myself with an intermission, and then Happiness Without a Catch. So I'm trying to play some of the more obscure songs that I don't play as often at live shows, just to kind of get a little bit of practice under my belt. So how much do I have to bribe you for Surge of Confidence songs at the Discography show? Like, no bribe. I'm not gonna do them. I'm playing 4 full albums worth of songs. I don't have the time in the runtime of the show, or the lung capacity / vocal strain to do more than 22 songs a night. That's a lot. I normally play 12, so we got no cohesion. You have all said different songs. I don't think anybody has doubled up on a song suggestion. We got some good ones. I feel like I played Braggin' not too long ago. I feel pretty good about Braggin'. I think I played Echoes also. Well, I guess I already am playing the chords, the opening chords to this one, so might as well. In a room, it didn't look like this. It had much more lower ceilings and it was delicately lit. I couldn't shake an old girlfriend on my mind, 'cause I was dancing to our old song with a new one. And there's no room for her inside my head. We haven't spoke for 8 years, I still feel her fingerprints. 'Cause she laid back and I a little wild. She'd spout her little maxims as she had to calm me down. She'd say, go with the flow, with the flow, with the path. You hope for the best and you take what you have. And I have a paddle and a bad idea of the wrong way. And I heard she's married now. There's no word for the emotion that I felt when I found out. It was fiery but casual, like words put in my mouth, an indifference to some news that would have killed my former self. But no, not now, and I hate how that makes me feel. It undercuts the present like my passions aren't as real. 'Cause time will revise both the perfect and the broken, so I have to write a song to keep a snapshot of the moment. Go with the flow, with the flow, with the path. You hope for the best and you take what you have. And I have a paddle and a bad idea of the wrong way. Go with the flow, with the flow, with the path. You hope for the best and you take what you have. And I have a paddle and a bad idea of the wrong way. And I chose self-medicating woes, not separating causes from the subsequent results. And I know there's better antidotes than choking on the fits and tantrums I would always throw. And I hope that I will always grow, but I'ma cut the tongue out of the next one who says go with the flow, with the flow, with the flow, with the path. You hope for the best and you take what you have. And I have a paddle and a bad idea of the wrong way. Go with the flow, with the flow, with the path. You hope for the best, you take what you have. And I have a paddle and a bad idea of the wrong way. In a room, it looked a lot like this. I told a bunch of stranger stuff I really shouldn't admit. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, some people notice my camera shakes, and it's because I like to stomp when I'm playing, and that shakes my desk slightly, and my camera has an arm on my desk it's mounted to, so shakes a little bit. I've mitigated it a bit by I have this drum kit hi-hat pedal underneath my desk at all times as a kind of a bit of a fidget, that I can just kind of just do a little. I don't know if you can hear it clicking when I do it, but it does absorb a little bit of the. I used to just kind of stomp, and now I can kind of do my little drum pedal down here on the beat, and it doesn't shake as much as it used to. So. Why don't we do something called Cozy Q&A? This is the portion of my stream where I just play some guitar chords, and if y'all have any questions for me, throw them in the chat right now. Questions can be related to anything you want, but we have a new episode of Jam Mechanics coming out tomorrow. If you want to talk about jam mechanics, if you want to talk about Arkham Horror, the living card game, I would love to talk about that. I just barely finished the scenario before 11:56, and I was like, okay, I guess I. All right, so let's do some questions. Lance wants to know, were you nicknamed Bug before starting Bug? Yes, my parents have called me Bug since I was a baby. That's where the band name comes from. Cornfield Cryptid wants to know, how much are the pants, Bug? That is a reference to the fact that tomorrow's episode of Jam Mechanics is called Give Me Cash for These Pants, which you would know if you were in the Jam Mechanics Discord, which exists, and you can find it through the Bug Hunter Discord. That's the only way to find it. Not Spooky Parker says, my guitar teacher said you guys were a lot like the Beatles with your chord changes. Interesting. I don't really know how to play any Beatles songs, but just because I never really looked up how to play Beatles songs, so that's interesting. Who knew? I mean, the Beatles are obviously like, I wouldn't say the Beatles are a direct inspiration of Bug Hunter, but like obviously, like if you follow enough like influences up, you're gonna find the Beatles eventually. They're kind of the grandfathers of just modern pop song structure. So. Alex listens to podcasts at 2.5 times speed, so the songs sound extra wacky. Well, we make no quality guarantees to anybody not listening at 1x speed. So, yeah. Nothing we can do for you. Time Someone wants to know, when you're on stage, do you make eye contact with your fans, or do you stare above them? For the most part, I think I probably look kind of above the crowd most of the time. I know that during Dear McCracken, I like to look around because it's normally the last song of the set, and I just like to, soak in the moment and kind of remember things. And so I'm a little bit better with eye contact during Dear McCracken. And I don't know. I'm not a big eye contact person anyway. It's overrated. It's one of my least favorite types of contact. Coin wants to know, have I had any time to work on Bug Out at all recently? No, any time that I would have spent working on Bug Out, I've been using to play Arkham Horror. I only have so much board game time in my world. I did the other day, if you haven't played, Bug Out is a game that I designed and I've been working on for several years. The current alpha, beta version, whatever you want to call it, is available on Tabletop Simulator. If you like cooperative board games, I've been working on it for years, just little by little. I'll get hyperfixated on it every once in a while, and like the tabletop simulator module is like full, like scripted. You can play it. It like does a lot of the stuff for you. Yeah. So if you like cooperative board games, you have tabletop simulator. You can find that in our Discord. Are you thinking of making a physical copy of Bug Out? Yeah, I would love to someday. The way that I'm looking at it right now is if you want to produce a board game, obviously it's a lot of work. It's probably more work than one person can do, and I've just been kind of, I don't have a team. I don't have like a board game production company. If I were to like go all in on trying to work on Bug Out, it would probably take the better part of a year. That could otherwise be spent touring or writing new music. And then, I think the minimum that I would need in order to like get like the physical Bug Out to like work financially is like do a Kickstarter for it. I'd probably have to raise like $100,000, like realistically, to like get the components cheap enough in bulk to like have it be a game that's priced like normal. And our last Kickstarter, obviously, like it was what we needed and everything great for an album. About $32,000 to make Happiness, which helped with all of our studio time and traveling back and forth and getting everything produced. But if that's what I can get from my music, I don't know if I could triple that for a board game when I don't know. So I don't know. Pretty cool. It's a really good board game. I stand by it. I stand by it as much as I stand by my music. I think the board game is as quality of a board game as my music is music. If you ever want to try it out, get in our Discord. Sometimes I play it. I live stream playing it solo in the Discord. It's been a while since I've done that. It's been a really busy year with the touring and Happiness coming out in September. I'll try and do better about finding time. Egg of All Trades wants to know, how did me and the Narcissist Cookbook meet? We met because we are similar artists on Spotify, so basically the same reason that so many of you know the both of us independently. That's also how we know each other. It's kind of, we're just peers in kind of the same space in people's like music like collections, and we just have a huge amount of respect for each other as songwriters. And then obviously we have spent the better part of the last 13 months since we met last October in person to do a tour together. We've played now 50 shows together, and countless hours in the car, and now with Jam Mechanics we do a good 2.5 hours of Zoom calls with each other about every week or so. And then obviously all the planning that goes into tours and the Discord and stuff. And that's one of my best friends. So it's very, very fortuitous that we found each other. There's definitely a world in which we never did, because of the algorithms that brought us together didn't pan out the way that they did, and I'm just very lucky. So. Somebody invite Bug to a MrBeast challenge. I know so little about this Beast gentleman. An ad popped up in my when I post on. I don't really use TikTok, but when I post on TikTok, obviously when you open the app, like there will be a thing, and it's just like, "Hey, we locked 30 people in a sewer for 5 years, and here's what happened." I don't know. Yeah, sounds like the Beast gentleman gives away a lot of money and stuff. I don't know. I think there's something strange to me about having that amount of wealth and exploiting people with it. Like, hey, I know that this money could change your life if you play my little game. I'll give you some of it. I find it strange. and I know that then that's how he makes more money. That, you know, obviously you gotta, you know, it's the same kind of argument that you can make of like, hey, this charity has a billboard. Like, why don't they spend the charity money on actually helping people rather than advertising their charity? Well, it's like the billboard's an investment. They put up a billboard, then they get more money, and then that's more money that they can use to help people. It's probably the same thing. MrBeast has all his money, and he uses his weird little gimmick videos in order to then get more clicks and more eyeballs and more money, so that then maybe he can give it to charity. I don't know about the guy, but as someone who doesn't know, it's just like, kind of dangling life-changing money over people's heads and saying, dance, monkey dance. It's weird. I'm starting my beef era. If anybody has any different information about MrBeast, I'm super open to changing my mind about it. I know so little. That's just my gut. Time of Some says, Taylor Swift fans calls her fan base Swifties. Our Bug Hunter fans called Goobers. Yeah, I think that's what we settled on a couple years ago. Goobers feels alright. I like Goobers. I guess would the alternative be Buggies? Yeah, I don't know. Goober seems fine. Because Goob is kind of bug backwards if you pronounce it weird. So, Eric has a question. When was the most famous you've ever felt? Have you been recognized outside of shows? Okay, I'll relate 2 quick stories and 1 longer story of the most famous I've ever felt. I've been recognized twice in the wild. Once was at Gen Con in Indianapolis last year. Somebody was like, I was wearing a Bug Hunter shirt, so it's kind of cheating, but they did recognize me. And, you know, they said, "Hey, cool Bug Hunter shirt." And I was like, "Hey, cool, you know Bug Hunter? Like, what's your favorite song?" And then they like paused and they're like, "Wait a minute," and we're like, "Wait, are you?" And I was like, "Yeah." So they did come to the, like, I was Bug Hunter on their own without me telling them, but they were like drawn in by the shirt. I was also recognized at a Bim Bam show in Richmond earlier this year. The other time that I felt very famous was this was years ago, and it's crazy that this was years ago because I was way less known kind of in the music scene then as I was now. This was 2019, so the rough draft had been out for like, I don't know, 6 months. So a very long time ago. But the lead singer of Marcy Playground is a Bug Hunter fan. So if you know the song like Sex and Candy, Marcy Playground, great band, but somehow found Bug Hunter, reached out and wanted me to come out to one of their shows. They were doing a tour with the lead singers of Fountains of Wayne, which did like Stacy's mom, Eve Six, and Everclear. So there's like the 4 of them, just like the lead singers of the bands on tour, just doing kind of acoustic versions of like their band songs. And so the John from Marcy Playground invited me out to the show and like brought me down to the green room afterwards. And it was like me and Ladybug and then like the 4 of them just like hanging out. And it was cool. I was like, I'm like pretty cool right now. And that was like 4 years ago. So I felt pretty famous then. Tuna Wrangler says, "Are you from the Pacific Northwest? You give off major Pacific Northwest vibes." Yeah. I lived in Seattle for 8 years, and that's where kind of Bug Hunter got its start. I live in Richmond, Virginia now, but yeah. Most recently, the longest I've lived anywhere was Seattle. Before that, I was in California for school. But yeah, I vibe with Seattle. We'll probably go back there someday. That's why the Discography show is in Seattle. It's kind of a hometown show. Our biggest shows are normally in Seattle. Time of Some wants to know, besides Matt, have you gained other relationships with other indie artists? I am on pretty decent terms with lead singer of I Fight Dragons. I was in a Discord with them. The guys from Good Kid, Spence Hood. If any of y'all know Spence Hood, big on TikTok. We're really good friends. Jesse is my bassist, kazooist, guitarist. Jesse also was played a lot of live shows with Spence Hood in Seattle, and I met Spence at Jesse's birthday party several years ago, and now I think he lives in Atlanta now. But if you know Spence Hood, they got So You Want to Marry Daisy is a good one. They're really, really big on TikTok, and I remember like when I met Spence, they were like, you know, in the Seattle scene, and didn't have any of like the TikTok numbers or Spotify numbers at all, and I was doing all right with like the Rough Draft and Bigger Than Myself, and I was like, you just gotta keep going at it, like, you know, keep putting your songs out there, and then, you know, blew up with that Want to Marry Daisy song. I was like, yep, you know, it's just gonna happen. That's awesome. I'm gonna tell Spence that I mentioned his name in my stream, and then a couple of people were knew the name, because I don't know how algorithmically linked we are. I know him personally, so I don't know if Spence comes up in like related to Bug Hunter like playlists. I know the Narcissus Cookbook does, but I knew Spence first before their music kind of started getting big. So I don't know if the algorithm knows us. Michael Barrow and the Tourists, if anybody knows them, another band that we had a show in common in Seattle. It was like a So Far show, and so really good terms with those guys. Gosh, who else? Left at London, played a show with Left at London a long time ago. It was like the second show I ever played. If y'all know Left at London, I don't know that they would remember me, because it was a very long time ago. I don't think I was performing under Bug Hunter yet. So. Time of Some sung one of Spence's songs. So that's very cool. Yeah, me and Spence Hood, we get on Zoom every like 9 months or so and give each other updates on the world. It'd be fun to do a show with Spence someday. Me and Matt have like such a tight knit, overlapped like fan base that, you know, right now it makes the most sense to keep touring together. But I wouldn't be opposed to playing some songs with Spence too. Time of Some says, if you had a Bug Hunter song blow up on TikTok, what song would you want to be popular? So, if y'all don't know, I'm very famous on TikTok. No, I've been posting to TikTok the last like month, kind of consistently, trying to actually be good at social media. If y'all notice my stupid clickbait, jumbled up short titles that I keep posting, if y'all wouldn't watch them, I wouldn't do it. You can blame me all you want, but A Bedtime Story is doing very well on TikTok. Two Bed, Two Bath, and a Ghost also doing very well. Be Glad I Love You did all right. Anything with an animation helps, just to have something visual there. I'm a little wary about A Bedtime Story getting as popular as it is, because I never intended for it to be like one of our like most like famous songs, and it's like trending that way. It's like 5th most listened to on any given month, or like at least the last month. And 5th most listened to is like a lot. It's like more than Pine Cones. It's more than Keep Me Lonely. It's more than I think it's like Disco, Two Bed, Two Bath, Jim McCracken, and Be Glad I Love You, and A Bedtime Story, right? It's like that's like our top 5 right now, which I never expected. Yeah. So, but yeah. Do I think it will outtake Disco? No, I don't think so. I think Disco is just so far ahead of everything else. It's like not even close. It's like Disco, and then like half of that is Two Bed, Two Bath, and a Ghost. Like a third of Disco is Dear McCracken. But yeah, it's got like a 5x like on a daily basis. If Disco will get like 10,000 streams a day, Bedtime Story is getting like 2,000. But you know what? There was a point in time where Disco was nowhere near Dear McCracken, and now it's like double Dear McCracken. So, but yeah, I've gained like 10,000 TikTok followers in like the last month. I went from like 5,000 to 15,000. So I don't really know. I don't really know if that translates to anything, but I'm posting things. Just trying to live the dream. Just being able to do this for as long as I can. So. Eric says, how do you remember all the words of disco? Yeah, I don't know. I think there's something easier about remembering words when you wrote them yourself, because there is just, it's so ingrained. And the cadence and the timing and the meter and everything is natural to me, because if I wrote it, if it wasn't natural, like, you know, all the words are exactly as I would say them because I wrote them, you know. Whereas I was singing, we were in the car coming back from lunch yesterday, me and Ladybug, and she put on like a Eminem song, and I was singing along with it, and I would get most of it, and then I would like miss up like one like breath or phrase or word or something, and like, oh yeah, and it's probably just because, you know, I don't know, and I don't have that problem with my own songs, and also when I play them live, if I do it slightly differently, it doesn't matter because I'm the one singing it. And my audience have started keeping me on check a little bit, because when I started out, if I played, whatever I played is what I played. Now, enough people are singing along that they average out to the correct thing always, pretty much. And if I say something, then and it doesn't sound like what the audience just said, I'm like, oop, I messed it up. Except one thing. I notice in Pine Cones, this is strange, and I haven't listened to the recording in a long time, but the part where it says, if you need me, I'll be in the tree. That part, the audience seems to average out to saying I'll be in the trees rather than I'll be in the tree. And I don't know if it's my imagination or just enough people getting it wrong that the S kind of comes through when the audience sings it. But I'm pretty sure the line is, if you need me, I'll be in the tree. Because I'm in a single tree, not in multiple trees, so. Anyways. Do you ever think you'll be like Al City when he forgot the lyrics to Fireflies at a live show? I've forgotten words at shows before. There's a real funny bit at the beginning. So we video recorded the entire London show. I should have some footage of that pretty soon. But I came out. I went on first that night, and I was like, all right, this is being recorded. Let's do this. No mistakes. And immediately messed up. Not like that. The main problem is that, and some of y'all were there at the London show. The main problem was that I got on stage and I went over to my guitar, and my guitar cable was lying right on the floor, so I went and plugged in my guitar, and then I walked up to the mic and I like started playing, and then I noticed that there was a guitar cable like on the mic stand, right? And sometimes we have the guitar cable just wrapped up on the mic stand. You grab it when you get to the mic stand, you put it in, and I was like, we had been messing with some cables before the show, plugging in our recorders for like the sound and everything, and I was like, did I just plug the cable to record like off of our little recorder into my guitar? Like, can people hear this? The thing is, I can't always hear what the audience hears, right? So like, if I'm playing guitar, my sound experience is different than y'all's sound experience. So like, I was playing and I was like, oh shoot, I don't know if I plugged in the right cable. And then I messed up the lyrics as I was thinking that, and then I stopped. I was like, hold on, Mr. Sound Person in the back, do I got the right cable in? And they said, yeah. And I was like, okay, there's just a random weird cable here. Anyways, continue the song. But I didn't forget the lyrics. I was just thinking about something else and got all flubbed up. So anyways, it was a really good start to the show. And yeah, luckily the audiences are really forgiving at shows. So. We verified it is just tree, which I just thought, you know. what's a lyric you've been holding back on and never have an opportunity to use? I have some good ones in the tank, but I'm not gonna just spoil them on a live stream. Okay, let's do another song, yeah? I'm feeling another song. And I'll do another song, and then maybe I'll do another song, and then I'm gonna go to Kroger, gonna get some groceries, gonna cook my wife some lunch. Yeah, I probably need to remember that one. Why don't I play it on my ukulele? I'm not gonna have my ukulele at the Discography show, but it's the same thing. I'm gonna tune up, baby. Yeah, I'm super excited for this Discography show. I've been very pleased. I was kind of nervous because I am aware that the Rough Draft is our kind of most popular album, all things considered, between the four. And so when I put on this 2-night Discography show, one of which has the Rough Draft and one of which does not, I was like, I really hope that it's not like super, super lopsided where like, you know, there's like twice as many people on the first night. But what I found from ticket sales is that about 80% of people are coming to both nights. So we have like you can buy a two-night ticket, so get you into both shows for a slightly discounted price. 80% of people, that's how they're coming to the show. And then the other 20% of people bought a single night ticket for just one of the nights, and it's like 22 people bought it for the first night, and like 21 people bought it for the second night. So it's like genuinely like only one more person is coming to the first night than the second night as of right now, and that could obviously change as we get closer, but I was very pleasantly surprised that there's as many people excited exclusively for the Bigger Than Myself and Happiness night as they are the Torment Between a Couple and Rough Draft night. It made me feel like, as what I've always been trying to do. I'm never trying to like make albums like better than other albums. I just want to I want everything to kind of just like all be a body of work that you can listen to, and you know, obviously I improve as a songwriter, but I write about different things. So like some people are gonna be more attached to the things that I write about when I was 24 and figuring things out versus when I'm 32 and like telling stories about ghosts and dinosaurs. So I was pleased with that. Anyways. My honey thinks I'm a coward. My sweetheart thinks I'm a dud. This is why we practice. No, it's darling. That's why I got confused. Okay. My honey thinks I'm a coward. My darling thinks I'm a dud. My sweetheart swears I'm a bit too meek. This is why we practice. Bit too meek. My lover doubts I'm a fighter. My sugar is sure I am neither. My baby doll sprinkle but thinks I'm weak. So you say to me, why can't you be more like Bug Hunter, fighting petty thieves behind the Wendy's, thwarting robberies, defending all the cowards too afraid to be Bug Hunter, a vigilante and a fighter, pulling grannies out of fires, though his spandex is too tight. We love Bug Hunter. You can run, you can hide, can you change my mind? My honey thinks I'm a coward, that I have no superpowers, that I'm just the average sloppy Joe. But you say no, I'll give you some credit. You do seem athletic. When you run, jump, leap from the scene and exit, you might be prophetic, at least telepathetic. So I'm thinking if you'd be a bit more like Bug Hunter. When the skateboard park collapsed, guess who dressed up in his mask with 20 grannies on his back? That's right, Bug Hunter. Whereas you were not around, you disappeared when it went down. I found your clothes thrown on the ground. Why were you naked? Forget it. You can run, you can hide, can you change your mind made up? You can run, you can hide, can you change my mind's made up? Do you wonder why there's so much spandex in my laundry when you wash it? Please stop putting it in the dryer. And when I missed your birthday, did you catch the news that night? Cause if you'd watched it, you'd know the lack of grannies dying on your birthday. And do you ever wonder why the honeybee kidnaps you every weekend, forcing me, I mean Bug Hunter, to come save you? And you never say thank you or see us in the same room. My honey thinks I'm a coward, eyes closed and all set to judge. I can run, I can hide, I can't change, your mind's made up. So go ahead and call me a coward. The truth hurts, a lie never does. I'd rather fight crime than your mind when your mind's made up. Thank you, everybody. This is why we practice. That first verse has always been really hard for me because the lines are all just so similar, which I did as a on purpose. I was just trying to escalate all the different pet names every verse, because there's something about Happiness Without a Catch is I intentionally did not gender any of the characters, the two main characters of the album. At no point do I ever say he or she in relation to the narrator or their love interest. And it was mostly just kind of to kind of let anyone be anyone in the album. I think people have probably been on both sides of the equation that is presented on the album. And so as I started Coward, I found it very difficult to not use pronouns, and so I was like, well, why don't I just use these pet names and just, you know, my honey thinks I'm a coward, my darling swears I'm a dud, my sweetheart swears I'm a bit too meek, and then that joke kept going until I finally got to Baby Doll Sprinkle Butt. But yeah, they all kind of blend together for me. And Time of Some has noticed my my B reference in the bridge. It might sting, but let it. Yes, that was intentional. Let's do a few more questions. I'll talk about a few more things, and then I'll play one more song, and then I'm going to go to Kroger, and then I'm going to make some lunch for my wife, because that's just a nice thing to do on a Sunday. And then I'll probably play a little more Arkham Horror. I've only played the starter scenario. If anyone's ever played Arkham Horror, you can buy new like campaigns, and I have a few, but I haven't opened them yet because I just keep replaying the intro scenario. It's like three scenarios in a campaign, and I keep losing. And I know it's like, I've read online, it's the hardest one. It's so difficult. It's like not meant to be winnable, but I want to win it so bad, and so I keep trying. Yeah, as I said earlier, we have a new episode of Jam Mechanics dropping tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Matt and I will be in the Discord, which you can find through either of our Discords. So if you can find a link to our Discord, then there's a link in that Discord to the Jam Mechanics Discord. We're keeping it pretty closed off early on, just because we don't want troublemakers, and we are just hoping that people who are kind of much more invested in Matt and I and our our journey and everything will be cool and help us. Okay, Thigh Couch folk has brought up this, and everyone points this out as a plot hole in 30 Plan. In 30 Plan, could the main character go back in time, grab a bunch of bagels, and then go forward in time to see if 40 was the right age? No. Here's why. I didn't explain this in the song, but this part of the dangers of blah 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 whatever. Time travel. The way that time travel works in the 30 Plan universe is. Memories do not go back in time, so you can go forward in time, and you have all the memories that you had up until that point. But if you go backwards in time, you don't remember anything from the future. So if you went to the future, found out there were no bagels, and then you went back in time to go get more bagels, you would forget that there were no bagels in the future, and you wouldn't think about it. So you snap back into the state that you're in whenever you go back to in time. So not a plot hole, just so there's some deep lore about 30 Plan. Emily says, here's the thing, would they not enter a feedback loop? How would their mind change? Yeah. So it kind of sounds like somebody's repeating the same mistakes forever, huh? Time is some. On stage, do you happen to dance, move around, or stay very close to the microphone? I don't dance. I have to sing, and if you aren't on the microphone, you can't sing. Yeah. No, I stand there and play guitar. Hey. Asking about the bug on the clock. Yeah, it's a backwards bug going backwards. Knacker wants to know current favorite out or upcoming Jam Mechanic song from either of you. So let's see. We released 4 episodes. I have to keep track of what is out there. We've released 4 episodes. We've recorded 4 more. I think I just finished editing episode 8 and 7 yesterday. So y'all know Dissin, and y'all know Songception, and y'all know Pledge Allegiance and Francesco, correct? Those are the 4 that y'all are aware of. Dissin was so strong. Dissin was incredibly strong. Of all the songs I've written, Dissin is the one that I want to go back to the most and like keep working on. But same for episode 6. Episode 6 song I am really looking forward to expanding on. Tomorrow's song had one of the most difficult like technical limitations placed on me of any song, where sometimes we do thematic challenges, sometimes we do kind of technical like do this but you cannot, this or that, and tomorrow's episode has probably for me probably one of the most difficult like you can't do this things for me. So it was hard, and I would love to take another swing at it without that limitation on me. So Jams, are you sitting down right now, or is the camera just at a very specific angle? Do you think I stand for these? That would be such a wild thing to do. And you can tell I'm not standing because I'm not wearing a guitar strap, and it would be crazy to hold a guitar like with my forearm and play without a guitar strap. I could do it, but it would be the most uncomfortable way to spend an hour playing. So. Yeah, no, I'm sitting down. Paul says, how long did it take you to reach a point where you could play a guitar and sing at the same time? This is an interesting question because I didn't know that this, and it's going to sound kind of weird. I didn't know this was difficult. And here's why. Here's why I didn't know that this was a difficult thing to do. Because when I started playing guitar, I got a guitar off of Craigslist when I was like 21, almost 22. And it is difficult to sing and play at the same time, but I never got to a point where it's like, I can't do this. At the very least, you can strum the root chord of anything, you can... I just stepped on a plane, my bag's on the shelf, right? Like, you don't have to, like... and here's why I think, for me, it wasn't as difficult as it is for a lot of beginners on guitar. In my teens, I played a lot of Rock Band. It's a video game that, if you're too young to remember... I apologize. It was so fun. There was plastic instruments everywhere. We all had a great time. Sorry you missed out on it. We loved it. Basically, you played, this little guitar with like 5 buttons on it, and you had a little strum thing that you would strum, and then you do different combinations of the 5 buttons as the things scrolled down the screen. It was awesome. I did a lot of drums on that. I played drums, and I taught myself how to play the drums from playing Rock Band. But there was a specific version of Rock Band called Green Day Rock Band, and Green Day is more like, I can kind of sing Green Day. It's like closer to like my vocal range, whereas a lot of songs in Rock Band is like, I can't sing that. I'm not a very good singer because I'm not like, I don't have like a lot of vocal range. Like, you all know that I talk a lot in my songs. It's very fast and I don't hold notes for very long. But Green Day is a little more manageable for me. And so I had a long period where I would play expert guitar and also had the Rock Band microphone, and I would do both parts. I would sing with the like kind of karaoke style part, and then would do the strumming, and I would play. It wasn't playing guitar, but like the strumming rhythm is the same as strumming a guitar, right? If you're strumming, if you're going bum 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 bum, it's no different if it's strings or if it's this little plastic toggle. And so I think rhythmically, I learned how to separate kind of singing and strumming on beat from playing Rock Band Green Day. So. So then, a couple of years later when I finally got a guitar, I think it kind of felt natural. So, practice using Rock Band. If you are having a hard time playing a song, like you look up like chords online, just like if you look up the chords, there's always like the chord name like right above a specific syllable of a word. Just strum once until you get to the next one, and then strum right when you say that syllable, and then that kind of breaks everything down in a way that like you don't really have to think about like the rhythm of it. And you can be off a little bit, but it helps a lot getting over the frustration of like, I can't play this song because, who could do this and sing at the same time, I think when I wrote Bedtime Story. Okay, so 2 bickering bears are bumbling through the woods when they stumble upon a tent, and they can tell that there are 2 humans inside because it has a 2 human inside scent. That's something that I couldn't have done when I first started playing guitar. I had to have been playing guitar for a very long time in order to like be able to like separate out, hey, I'm talking and I'm remembering words, but I'm also doing a little more complicated like strumming pattern. And don't try and play lead guitar when you're singing. That's why lead guitarists exist. Like if anybody like if anyone could play, like I couldn't play the disco like riff while I'm singing. I just do chords. If you are trying to like play like a complicated lead guitar part and sing, that's very difficult. I can't do that either. So don't be hard on yourself. That's literally why the role of lead guitarist exists. In bands is because it's very, very difficult to do, and some people obviously can, but it's hard. Thunder Jams, did doing cozy Q&A for years help you write Bedtime Story? Yes. I specifically like tapped into how I talk and do cozy Q&A when I was writing fan fiction. I was like, I want this song to sound like I am telling a story in cozy Q&A. So yes, I do think that doing cozy Q&A for a couple of years and kind of getting down the cadence to talk and play guitar at the same time influenced that kind of delivery a lot. So yeah, sure. I'll play Bedtime Story. The bear parts overlap, so I'm just gonna beef it through, and I'll mess it up a lot. But if y'all want me to play Bedtime Story, I'll play Bedtime Story. This might also be better on the ukulele. Yeah, if y'all could do the big bear and small bears just on your end, that would be very helpful. You are the best at telling stories to help me fall asleep. You do all the silly voices, conversating, make-believe, and I am wide awake. I might have drank a bit too much caffeine. Can you tell a bedtime story to help me fall asleep? Okay, so two bickering bears are bumbling through the woods when they stumble upon a tent. And they can tell that there are two humans inside because it has a two human inside scent. Now these bears are cold and hungry as food prices have jumped across the hibernation, but they have a philosophical difference on how to approach this tense situation. Big Bear says, let's ambush them, come crashing through their flimsy little roof. Big Bear hungry, Big Bear beefy, Big Bear seafood. And Small Bear says, why do you tackle every problem like a grizzly brute? Small Bear tired, Small Bear angry, Small Bear mad because, well, yes, I see the merits of attacking by surprise. We get a meal, but I can't bear to crush their valuable supplies. Imagine waking up each day and catching the sunrise from this tent after we eat the chumps inside. But Big Bear isn't buying it because they don't have the dexterity to unzip the zipper, and if they wait for the humans to come outside, they might be armed, alarmed, and ready to shoot them quicker than the bears can react. And then they'll go from two rugged bears looking for a good home in the woods to looking like two bare rugs on the wood floor of a Home Goods. Small Bear says, I hear you, but insists the benefits outweigh the risk. Small Bear still respects that Big Bear gets a say in all. The Big Bear thinks about it, then a wicked grin erupts across his lip. Big Bear's grateful for a partner that community says, I think there's a solution that will satisfy your needs. A compromise that will surprise these hairless little beasts. And if we do this right, we'll leave the tent looking pristine. We'll get our bed and breakfast, Bear B&B. Y'all can boo me. Everyone, just start booing me, it's fine. So Big Bear says, the local gopher owes me a favor from every day when I don't eat him. So he can either reach in or dig his little feet in to dig up underneath him and sneak in, and he can unzip the screen, then we can both creep in while they are deep asleep. And oh, come on, let's go for it, I'm sick and tired of scheming. So they overcame their bickering with simple compromise, and the bears began their buffet with some gopher on the side, and they lived happily ever after in their tents sat side by side. Then you kissed me on the head and said goodnight. Yeah, then you kissed me on the head and said goodnight. You were the best at telling stories to help me fall asleep. You did all the silly voices, made me honestly believe. And now I'm wide awake, mistaking every breaking branch and leaf. The next time we go camping, I'll just stick to counting sheep. Yeah. It's a hard song to play by yourself. Luckily, I have my bandmates and my friends, and hopefully the audience to help me out. I know that we'll have Kyle and Jesse at the Discography shows in Seattle, so it should be a little easier to play. That's one of the most difficult solo songs to play, I think, of anything I have, because the bear parts are just really fun, and they overlap in a way that is the song Echoes has some overlapping vocals that I just kind of cut short, but they feel a little more natural. And Bedtime Story, like, they don't. I just have to, like, well, gotta sing something else. So in the live performance, did they do the booze and leaving it in parts? Yeah, everybody boozed me. Everyone just kind of understood the assignment at live shows. They know to just start booing as soon as I say it. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for letting me practice. It means a lot to me to have people willing to just watch me kind of fool around and get comfortable before I get up in front of people, and probably mess it up in the same way, but at least I know what it feels like ahead of time. So what else we got? Oh no, it's way past time. Y'all didn't tell me it was time to go. I can't believe y'all. Time to go to the store. I gotta go get groceries. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of been doing HelloFresh. This stream brought to you by HelloFresh. But I've gotten enough recipes from them. I'm like, I can make this on my own. So I have my own service called Howdy Fresh that I take HelloFresh recipes, and I go to the store and get my own ingredients and modify things a bit. So I'm making some Howdy Fresh meals today for me and my wife. So what else? Jam Mechanics tomorrow. See y'all at 8 a.m. Eastern time. If you're awake and around, it's gonna be good. It's a good episode. I really like it a lot. It's the first episode that we recorded after the show had was out. I think we had released 2 episodes when we recorded episode 5. The first 4 we recorded all of them, and then we're like, okay, I think we have enough in the bank to if we had just done one and released it, and then we couldn't replicate it, couldn't do it again, it would have been kind of anticlimactic. So we made sure it's okay, we've done this 4 times. It goes very well every time. So let's release it, and then we'll try and stay ahead of our release schedule. So tomorrow's episode is the first one that we recorded after the success and fame went to our heads. So it's good. I'm excited for y'all to hear it. We love doing the live premiere. What we'll do in the Discord is around 8:02, 8:03, we'll give a big everybody start listening now, and then we can all kind of just live tweet our reactions to it in the Discord. That's a very fun thing. I don't know of many podcasts that do that. So that people can listen to it on their own devices, and if they want to chime in and chat, they can. So we'll be doing that. I got the Discography shows in about 3 weeks. Tickets still on sale for those. Postcard of the day is probably still up. If you want to get the postcard of the day, it is on our website. We got a few things on sale as far as old inventory. We have some. The Bug Hunter shirts are on sale. I think these might still be on sale if we have 1 or 2, and I have 1 or 2 smalls left. I basically, all my old shirts that I'm kind of trying to clear out, I put on sale. Old buttons that I'm just trying to get rid of. They're on a steep discount. We're doing CDs that if you buy 3, you get the 4th one free. So it's basically, if you get the whole 4 CD set, it's the cost of 3. We have vinyls coming in here pretty soon. I don't think that they're gonna be they're gonna get here sometime this upcoming week, but if you're hoping to get the vinyls before Christmas, I'm at the mercy of the manufacturer, and they're dragging their feet. So I don't think that they'll be around in time for Christmas, but they're still very limited in supply. So if you wanted vinyls of all 4 albums, those are available to pre-order, and they'll be getting here this week. So I think that's it. Let's see, Wednesday I think Wednesday, me and Kyle and Matt and Deep Blue Ink, we're talking about doing another like a Fall Guys stream on Wednesday at some point. At least that they seem to be messaging me about that while I was doing the stream. No, yeah, maybe. Yeah, looks like it. Yeah. Wednesday. Okay, when looks like Wednesday. Sorry, I was. They were all chatting while I was doing the stream. Looks like we might have settled on Wednesday. Don't know what time yet, but if you want to join that, normally we stream on Deep Blue Ink's Twitch, and it's always a fun time. So cool. I know that it's only 1 o'clock where I am, but goobers, go to bed.